and welcome to this month's edition of Oil of the Month. Before we get started, my name is Norma, and I currently live here in Austin, Texas. Originally from New York, born and raised there. My husband actually retired from the service, and he's originally from Texas, so that's how we landed here. But I wanted to discuss a little bit on how my journey started with essential oils. It all started back in 2007. Back then, when I used to be a realtor, I used to live in Tampa, Florida at the time. And during that year was a very bad year, as we all know. Back in 2007, real estate just pretty much collapsed. It was a bad years. So a lot of those that were in the real estate industry were affected tremendously. From realtors to people who work for title companies, mortgages, appraisers, home inspectors, you name it. Everybody was affected when it came to real estate related. So during that year, one of our brokers at the time just knew how everybody was pretty down and out, didn't know what to do. He actually brought in videos and books he recommended on basically positive thinking, being motivated even during these down times. And he also recommended some books for reading as well. And basically, one of the books that started my journey was a book that just talked about wellness. And first time looking into it for myself. And as I started reading the book, just realizing that there are a lot of things that you can do to help in different situations to support your wellness. And for me personally, I came across essential oils. I read that in the book, and I thought, wow, I don't know what essential oils are. I'd never heard of them. This was back in 2007. And so we kind of left it like that. So the week after that, I had one last client who actually bought a property from me months ago. And when we were at the closing, we went to walk through her house first before she closed. And, she kind of saw how down I was, and she knew how the market was really bad. And she just said to me, hey, I may have something for you that might, kind of lift up your spirits a little bit. And I was like, oh, okay, what do you have? And she handed me a Young Living essential oil of lavender. And she just said, just put it on your temples, back of your neck, inhale it. It might help a little bit. And I thought, okay, great. So I did. And I actually felt really good afterwards. I definitely got me, out of that little funk that I was in. And that's how my essential oil journey started with Young Living. And, but from 2007 all the way until about 2 years ago, I have been using essential oils for pretty much everything in my daily life. Never really shared it with anybody because I just thought, well, who's really going to care about essential oils, right? So I kind of was a little greedy, keeping it to myself. All these wonderful, precious oils I kept to myself selfishly, and that was not a good thing. But until 2 years ago, I met a mother in a mother's group, and now I am a mother. I do have a 6-year-old son. And we met in North Carolina when we were stationed there, and we just got to talking in the group, and she just started talking about essential oils, and I was like, I do essential oils too, and wow, what coincidence, we both use Young Living. So as we got to talking and became more friends, and she just was like, wow, she goes, you know a lot about oils, you use them a lot for a lot of things. And I said, yes, I am. I use them. And she's like, well, why don't you bless everybody with your knowledge, she said, and share the wealth of these precious oils on how it can, support a lot of families and friends. And I thought, well, I guess you're right. So that's how I started in my next journey here with Young Living essential oils. I just started sharing all the knowledge that's helped me throughout my years in using the essential oils. And here I am today. So that's where I am. So today we're going to discuss about month of the oil, which is peppermint. And before we start, just wanted to share a little information about the oils. But before we do that, let me just go into how we all seek energy, vitality, and we all want fitness, right? And we want to feel right. We want all these things. We want health, we want strong bodies, strong minds, strong spirits, and which is why we're committed here, or myself, to using Young Living essential oils and these products consistently and frequently. And peppermint essential oil is definitely one of the most used for this purpose. So each month, we're going to focus on using an oil every day to help us in accomplishing our wellness goals. And if you join me in choosing a method of application and simply getting these oils on and around you every day this month, our goal is to use up an entire bottle for our personal use. So as I mentioned earlier, we're going to go ahead and talk this month about the oil of the month, which is peppermint. And peppermint. You can use peppermint in 20 plus ways. And we're going to go ahead and review those. There's many ways that you can use peppermint. Let's start off first with, here's a peppermint oil right here. This is a 5 milliliter essential oil from Young Living. It's solely peppermint. What are the ingredients? 100% pure essential oil, peppermint. That's all that's in there. Purely concentrated. Young Living has a wonderful seed to seal where basically they promise to deliver you nothing but the best. 100% pure concentrated oil from their farms or from their partnering farms. That is their guaranteed promise to you. No fillers, no preservatives, not mixed with just olive oil and a little drop of peppermint. It's full peppermint. And let's just talk about the ways that you can use peppermint. So peppermint is more than just smelling wonderful. It actually can be diffused to create a stimulating environment, and it helps gives you a focused atmosphere for daily tasks. You can diffuse it as well for creating an invigorating and refreshing experience, especially when you inhale it as well. Peppermint also cools fatigued muscles after physical activity, produces focused environment, as we mentioned earlier, when diffused. It provides a refreshing experience when you mix it with your shampoo or when applied to your skin after a warm day in the sun. You can also add a drop to your water to help support performance during exercise. You can also take it as a supplement. There is also a vitality line where you can take these supplements internally, and you can take it as a supplement in the capsule, mix it with a carrier oil, which will actually support your health, digestion, and calms and soothes your digestive needs. You can also add peppermint to your desserts, cookies, ice cream, your favorite hot chocolate, brownies. And as you can see, the list goes on and on, right? Peppermint emotions. A lot of people don't know that essential oils can also have some kind of impact on your emotions, as it did me back in 2007. Peppermint has a strong emotional benefits. With the bright, crisp aroma, when you inhale it, it actually soothes anxiety, anxious feelings. It uplifts your spirits. It calms your racing thoughts or restlessness. When you inhale the oils, the area of your brain dealing with the memory and mood is actually affected. And there's actually a case study on that by Dr. Benjamin Burkus. So diffusing and applying peppermint oil could be tremendous, and it's wonderful paired with citrus oils for an uplifting and vibrant, atmosphere. Daily things you can also use with your oil, with the peppermint oil. You can apply it to the back of your neck to support alertness and focus. You can diffuse it during school or homework or work time for that focus. You can also add peppermint to Epsom salts in your bath for post-workout massage or to ease and support tired muscles. You can also add a few drops to your wool dryer balls for fresh smelling laundry as well. You can buy the dryer balls on Amazon. They're pretty inexpensive, or they might even sell them in the store. You can also apply the peppermint with coconut oil to your chest and back to support the airways. This is wonderful before lying down for bedtime. And you can add a drop directly to your belly button to lower body temperature when needed. The essential oils, the peppermint oil is actually found in a lot of products that are blended with other Young Living products. So if you don't directly have the peppermint, you can use the other blends as well, but just make sure you read the directions on the bottle. And the other ones that are not Vitality, you cannot take them, ingest them. Those are the Vitality line only. But you can find peppermint in blends from Young Living, which also are 100% pure concentrated oils, such as Raven. There's peppermint in here in this blend. Panaway also has peppermint in here with a variety of blends of essential oils. And peppermint is here in the Cinnamon Lip Balm by Young Living also. And then we have Clarity, peppermint's in here. These are all blends, by the way. And then Aroma Seas, also peppermint is there. So join me in using peppermint oil daily, and support our health, your health, our health, and cultivate energy and vitality. So let's create a great daily habits that support overall health. Now let's start off with peppermint. All right, well, I'll see you on our next month's oil.